Hello and welcome in. I am MissKinghorn and we are back here in another Sims 4 speed build. And yeah, we're not supposed to be here. I'm aware of that. However, I was building this house and it was due to go out next week. But I kind of like the fact that I did it as a Halloween build. So I kind of rolled with it and have changed things around, and we've got it this week, and then next week we will have the video that was supposed to come out today, to the fact that it was all scheduled ready to go, and then at literally the 11th hour I changed my mind. So yeah, you kind of have a speed build in The Sims coming out today, and yeah, that's what we're doing. So this is a gorgeous family home. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and is sort of suitable for a variety of different Sims. I have done it for 2 parents, 3 children and the family dog, which is gorgeous, I have to say. I'm not entirely sure if I show the dog or the puppy in the screenshots, but it is. It has toys, it has its food bowl, it has all of that sort of stuff ready for it, so it is completely dog friendly. But yeah, I'm just not 100% sure I actually show you the dog in any of those. I feel like sometimes I do like purposely show the Sims in the screenshots. Other times I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, they're in the background, and I feel like that's what I did with this build a little bit more in here. But yeah, so this is what we're doing, and I really like these little fun little gardens, I've got to be honest. This is when I was going to design the house to be pink on the inside that stage, and we end up changing my mind later on. But I think the planting in here kind of works with a lot of stuff, so it kind of fits in quite nicely into here. But we do end up changing the colour scheme on the inside, but I kind of went for a sort of a black, white, and then kind of that softer kind of wood. I'm not really sure what they look like, roof tiles, but on like the front of the house. I'm not entirely sure what they're called. If you know, let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, I think they look pretty cool into here. This sort of colour palette, I think it softens sort of the bright white and the dark black out into there as well, so I think they work out really nicely. And this sort of covered seating area. Now at the moment you're probably thinking this does not look like an autumn or Halloween build. Yeah, it's coming, because I go a little bit crazy in here. So this is kind of a home that you can have all year round. I have just sort of decorated it up for Halloween, so you can basically get rid of all of these and it's your normal family home, and then you can put your Christmas holiday decorations up, and then you can get rid of them and it's normal family home, and then you put your Easter cards and you can get rid of them. And I feel like that's kind of what I want to do. I've done sort of spooky builds, I've done my obviously mansion last week, and I feel like I just wanted a nice sort of family home that is decorated, yes, but it's not over the top. So that's definitely what I have done in here, and I think it works out really, really well. I have to be fair, these sort of things do look pretty cool, and as I say, it's simple decorations. There's nothing on the inside really that sort of says I'm a Halloween build. It's just a house decorated up for the season, which I think works in there really, really nicely. But let me know, what do you think? Do you prefer sort of the specialist sort of builds like last time where it was a ghostly mansion, or do you prefer a little bit more subtle, a little bit more realistic, if I'm being honest? I feel like the last one was sort of over the top in there, where this one fits like it could just be your normal family home, and that's what I really wanted. So this kind of feels more like a sort of a suburban kind of home, like you can pick it up and put it anywhere kind of thing. It looks like it could work in an American kind of community, or maybe in a sort of a more modern estate in the UK. So you've got lots of different sort of ideas into there as to what you can get this house to be. In here we do have the parents' bedroom downstairs, and then there's 3 bedrooms upstairs in there. But It was originally going to be just the 3 upstairs bedrooms, and I kind of got confused with a little bit of space. I had some room left over and I was going to put it as an office, and then it didn't really feel like an office to me, so in the end it became the parents' bedroom down here, literally just opposite this wall here. Yeah, then you have the 3 kids' rooms upstairs. So originally you weren't going to have the child's room, that was going to be the parents' bedroom. But I think it works out really nicely. So we've got a child who's a boy, and that's kind of a bit more blues and yellows and that sort of thing into there. You then have a toddler, which I've done probably a little bit more stereotypically kind of princessy, kind of lots of pink, lots of horses, and it's all kind of lovey and into there. And then you also have the infant's bedroom, which is at the back, which is a bit more sort of dinosaur blue, kind of your typical sort of nursery in there for a child that doesn't really get a say in what kind of things they like and what sort of stuff in there. So that's what we have gone through. Now I am loving this sort of teal blue, this sort of like really soft sort of greeny colour at the moment in here, and I love this kitchen set. This kitchen feels quite dark. It does have lighting in here, but it is quite dark at the moment. I think I do add an extra light because we changed this all up. Now, talking of changing things up, you'll just see that I have placed the really tall cabinets over the top of the counters with the oven and microwave in. They don't technically work. I have changed them all up. When I was playtesting, I found that they didn't really work. So I've had to shift things around and make it so that they do work into here. So your build that you're going to get at the end of this is slightly different just because it didn't work, essentially, and I needed to have a little bit of a change into there, but now everything does work. But getting in our standard clutter. Now, question for you all. Do you like this amount of clutter in your builds? I've been watching a few other sort of YouTubers and they've kind of said, oh, I've cluttered the kitchen, and they place like 5 or 6 items, and I'm like, it's not really cluttered. I don't know, it doesn't feel cluttered to me, their builds, but then maybe I go over the top with it. I don't know, let me know what you think. Am I going over the top with the amount of clutter that I put in my builds? I feel like I like my builds to be lived in. They're realistic, they're your typical family home, and that's kind of the builds that I do. Now, I've got to be fair, my kitchen is tiny, but it also has a lot of clutter, and I'm being honest, probably junk. I'm looking at you, Spiralizer, that is still in its box after about 5 years. We've all got items like that in there, but there is just that sort of amount of junk and sort of clutter that we all have in our homes, and I feel like the Sims are no different. So yeah, there are pots, there are cups, there are things left out on there, and I feel like that's a little bit more realistic. But let me know what you think. Do I go over the top in my clutter in there? But you can be the judge. Do I tone it down a little bit, or do I kind of go a little bit wild into here? But this is the dining room, so it's just off of the kitchen. Now, we have also got the bar stools in the kitchen as well, but I feel like I needed a dedicated room, and also we have the high chair in here for both the toddler and I'm not sure if the infant can actually use the high chairs. I feel like they can't. I don't know. I don't do gameplay. I don't know. Can the infants use the high chair? I feel like they get fed in the parents' arms. Let me know. That tells you how much I know about the game. I'm too much of a builder to actually work out what can and can't be used into there. But this is a living space, so this is a really nice big sort of room in here, and originally it was going to be a lot bigger, so I had planned on having the whole side of this house being the living room, but it was too big, so I've kind of cut it, and I've not cut it evenly, I have to be fair, but I think it was enough space that it was workable. So there's sort of sections in this room, so you've kind of got this nice little seating area, which I thought looked really, really cool, and when we get the rug in, it works really well. I kind of like this sort of tight little area. Now I have obviously, as I say, play tested, so your Sims can sit in all of the chairs and they can walk around and stuff into there. But it has these sort of big picture windows. So there's one at the front and one at the back in here, so you could originally look all the way through before I cut the room in half, but it gives you a nice sort of view over the sort of back garden, and you'll sort of see later on how I sort of do all of that into there. But there are no other windows on this sort of side of the house, so it is just these big picture windows into here. But and then this is the other kind of area, so I ended up putting a little piano in. I should really have changed this piano out for a desk because there is no computer in this build. I was originally going to do the parents' bedroom as a study, but then I had a look at the upstairs floor plan, and I didn't like the bedrooms. They were a little bit too small, I thought, for a parents' bedroom. So I ended up changing them up and bringing the main bedroom downstairs, and then adding another child to this family. And I think it works a little bit better like that, I've got to be fair. But I should really have maybe changed the sort of play area upstairs into an office or study area. I don't know. Do your Sims need a computer? Does every house need one? I don't know. Maybe we can have a laptop in the kitchen or something. That's kind of the study area. They don't work from home, these people. That's fine into there. But yeah, now there is a slight issue, and I know you're all probably yelling at the screen. The bed is facing the giant picture window. Yes, that is the downside of having this bedroom downstairs. I do end up covering it all up with a giant big curtain from Dine Out. Now, I feel like you would always keep that curtain closed. As I say, it wasn't originally going to be a bedroom, so it didn't matter that it was a giant big picture window, but it works and I'm happy with it. So you don't actually see in any of these, I don't place any curtains whatsoever because they're basically done right at the last minute. Before I save this build to my gallery, I always come in and put curtains in because they disappear a lot of the time, and so if you don't save them when they're in place, sometimes they have a tendency of wandering. Yeah, because you have to use tool to get them into the right places and stuff. I could go on and on and on about my hatred of curtains and blinds in this game and windows, but you've heard it all many times before from me. If you haven't, go check out any of my other videos. I complain constantly about those curtains and windows. As I deep breath of, I'm not going to get involved in it again. But yeah, this is the other area. So this is kind of a little play area that I did at the top of the stairs. I didn't really know what to do with it. As I say, it could have been a study, it could have been a play area. I think it really works because the bedrooms are quite small, that the bigger items that I wanted, like the brick sort of table, the doll's house, playhouse sort of thing, there I think worked better out here than it did in any of the bedrooms. So there are a couple of little toys in the bedrooms, but nothing kind of too big that it's kind of in the way. Like some of them do have like sort of the teddy bears and stuff, and there's odd little toys in here in the toddler room. But I think most of the bigger stuff is outside, which I think makes a little bit more sense into here because these rooms are small. And for some weird reason, halfway through this build, I suffered really bad lag. Like it was taking a good sort of maybe 2 minutes to open individual categories. I have managed, I think, to cut it pretty well so that you can't tell. But I don't know what happened. It was fine. I stopped recording. I think I might have gone and had lunch or something and come back to it. And the game hadn't closed, I hadn't updated, nothing like that had gone wrong. It just suddenly seemed to be really laggy for this part. So if you do sort of see a slowdown, it's not necessarily that I haven't sped the video up enough, it's just it's suddenly stopped. And it was so weird. And honestly, I near enough rage quit when we were doing this. But anyway, moving back to the video, into there. That is the toddler room all done. This is the kids' bedrooms. This was originally going to be the parents' bedroom, but I thought it was too small to be a parents' bedroom. It's really too big to be a kid's room. I could have made it into a twin room, but then I think that would have been too many Sims in this house for sort of the size of it, so I decided not to, and I now had fun with these modular pieces into here. It is so infuriating, and it's infuriating for me watching the video back doing this voiceover. Why? Anyway, we kind of change around a bit and do lots of weird bits and pieces, and I try to get stuff in, but it just does not want to work. So in the end, we settle for this, which I thought was a nice sort of storage combination in here. Maybe it's like your wardrobe or something. We do actually get a proper wardrobe in, but it's just that sort of storage of lots of sort of clutter and stuff that's kind of implied that it's in here, which I thought worked out really well. And some open sort of shelving for some toys and some bits and pieces in there as well. And we do get out a rocket and a little robot, which I thought were pretty cool little projects. I think I chose either the good or excellent versions of them, because I felt like this is a family where they properly dedicate time to their children, and that they kind of help out with like school projects and stuff. I know my parents helped out a lot with some of my school projects, probably did more than I did, but anyway, yeah, if you're one of my teachers, stop listening. Into there, but yeah, this desk I do change out in the end. I wasn't overly happy with the fact that it cut out too much of the window, but we don't have a desk computer on here. We just kind of get like a little homework kind of, I think it's a journal or something that came with parenthood in here, and lots of other sort of clutter and stuff, which I thought worked in here a little bit better. So big chess set and stuff in here. I kind of didn't know what to put for this child, because it's kind of a little bit more of a neutral kind of bedroom. It has no real sort of rhyme to it, that it's not like a themed bedroom like I do for a lot of them, and you'll see that with the infant's room at the back. That's kind of very themed. This room's kind of just like, it's themed on the colours of kind of the blue and the yellow, which I think work out really, really well, I have to be honest. And I love these new little stencils. I call them new. They're not that new, but anyway, talking of new, what do we think the new expansion pack we're getting this year is? I've seen some leaks. I'm not entirely sure I believe the leaks, I've got to be honest. Some of them are right, some of them aren't, and I don't know. I think are supposed to get a trailer for it either today or this week sometime, but I don't really know what it's going to be or anything like that. So are we looking forward to it? Are we thinking we might need a little bit more, like, is it going to be something completely sort of out there? What are your ideas, suggestions? But talking of that, this is the little infant's room. So I kind of went for a dinosaur theme after choosing lots of different ideas and suggestions and going round and round and round in circles. We decided on dinosaurs because I fell in love with this little rug, and the little cot that we have in here has dinosaurs on it, and it works out really well with that sort of blue look. So I knew the family that were going in here, they did have a infant boy, so this works out in here really nicely, and sort of with that sort of blues and bright sort of colours you want for an infant into there. Right, this is the back garden. It's quite simple. It does have a swimming pool, which is kind of unusual for my builds, I've got to be honest. I don't normally put in a swimming pool, but I thought it worked out really well in this build. And we do also have a little covered sort of seating area. Now I did think about maybe either taking the roof off of this and sort of changing it up to like a trellis, or putting sort of walls around it and making it an actual kind of like conservatory kind of greenhouse kind of feel, but in the end I kind of left it open, and we do get some columns in to kind of support the roof so it's not floating like it is at the moment, and just kind of did it as a little bit of a seating area out here, kind of a little come barbecue sort of area as well, which I thought was really well for this family, because I feel like they spend a lot of time either together, either out in the garden or as a family, in there, so it worked out really well in here. And then obviously we do get the little planter in as well, and we do get that rug. Now I wasn't really sure about this rug at the beginning, I've got to be fair. When I placed it I was like, it's going to get wet, but I think it's far enough in that it wouldn't. So I think I'm okay with that. Into there, and then a couple of little plants coming through too, and I think we do get some candles on the picnic table as well, just to kind of finish off the whole sort of look in there. And yeah, this house is coming together pretty nicely. So I was sure the kind of styles of the inside and the outside are kind of vastly different, and I wasn't sure whether to change the outside because it feels like it's too bright and kind of like the black and the white, it was like too bright and in your face. But I think actually that sort of softer wood kind of flows all the way through, and we have got it in places as well, so I feel like it does work in there. It's not colours that I would normally go for, I've got to be honest, with that sort of black and white sharp contrasting colours. I normally to kind of add hints of like white in with kind of windows or fencing or stuff, and that's kind of what I did here, just to sort of soften the whole place up, which works out really nicely. And then obviously the garden up here. Now we don't have any grass in this garden. I do in fact kind of paint a lot of this in sort of concrete, and then the pool over on this side over here, just to provide a nice kind of little area. Now I could have changed it all up and done something different, maybe have like some more toys and stuff out here, but I didn't really want to do too much because I feel like it's coming up to kind of winter, and it just didn't feel right to have a bigger kind of garden for this build, and there wasn't really a lot of space either. This is quite a small build, although the house is actually quite big, but the lot is quite small. I think it's a 20 by 30, so it's not overly too big. I could have changed the lots, but hey, it's done now. And so we end up with a swing set out here, and I do believe in the end we also get out the is it like the water balloon set sort of bucket as well? I think we have that in there somewhere as well. So that just provides a nice little canopy, kind of play area sort of thing. Now I didn't show you all this rock work because yawn, it was boring, it took forever into there. But we're quickly coming up to the end of this video, so if you have enjoyed this house, then please give it a big thumbs up, and you can also go and download it from the gallery as well. My username on the Sims is just MissKinghorn. But yeah, you'll know the title of it is down in the description as well, so you'll be able to find that there. But yeah, I think this house is a nice kind of simple little build. It's nothing too major, but I feel like it's something that you definitely sort of need this sort of time of year. But I will leave you here. Enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you next time. But until then, stay happy and stay building. Bye everyone!